Are you tired of waiting for new RF mount lenses from Canon, or more importantly, from third parties? Perhaps a recent patent application might give you some hope. Stick around after this short break for the latest patent application for Canon RF lenses. But first, please do me a favor. Follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, but most importantly, please subscribe to this channel. It doesn't cost you anything, it helps get this channel noticed, and it helps keep you up to date on the latest camera gear, news, and rumors. Canon filed a patent application today, and in this application are three new embodiments: the RFS 15-70mm f4, the RFS 15-70 f2.8-4, and the RFS 15-85mm f2.8 to 5.6. I gotta be honest with you, I'm not all that excited about this patent application. After all, a patent application is just that. It's an application for a patent. It doesn't mean that they're going to be granted the patent, or worst of all, it doesn't mean that what's in this patent is going to, well, see the light of day, that we might even see this coming soon, let alone if ever. The Canon EOS R system is 5 years old in just 2 months. Canon announced the EOS R, their first full-frame mirrorless camera, at Photokina in October of 2018, along with RF lenses. And they also released an EF to RF adapter so you could bring over those EF lenses. But today, Canon's no longer making many EF lenses, leaving large gaps in primes, telephoto, and zoom lenses. And the discontinuation of many EF lenses, with the, well, rather limited inventory that we have of RF and RFS lenses, has me, like you, wanting more fast primes, zooms, and super telephotos, or just telephotos. But most of all, I want to see mid-priced, affordable glass, like the Sigma 24-70 f2.8 for just $10.99, the 16mm f1.4 for $379, the 35mm f1.4 for $799, and other exciting lenses like the 150-600mm, or the very fast and latest 60-600mm. When I bought the Canon EOS R5 in 2020, I was expecting we'd see third-party lenses coming relatively soon. But this hasn't happened. It hasn't stopped Canon from releasing some, well, rather impressive lenses. And I've got some of their RFL glass, such as, well, what I'm shooting with right now, and that's the 50mm f1.2. I also own the 100mm macro, and this costly guy here for $2,800, you can have one too. And it's one of the more affordable, well, Canon gray lenses. I think they call them white lenses, or great whites, the 100-500mm f4.5 to 7.1. At $2,800, it's definitely a bargain when you compare it to Canon's recently announced 100-300mm f2.8 at $9,500, or the upcoming 200-500mm, which even $9,500 might seem like a bit of a bargain. So while we got a lot of high-quality L-series glass, affordable lenses like the ones I just mentioned from Sigma are all but non-existent, with the exception of some kit lenses, which, well, they're great if you're just starting out, but for anybody who wants to really explore, well, we need some primes, we need some zooms, we need some super telephotos with better sharpness, with better autofocus, quieter autofocus. Preventing Sigma and Tamron from producing third-party lenses with autofocus might certainly help shore up Canon revenue in the short term. But in the long term, as people looking at entering the, well, dwindling market for new cameras, for looking for an ecosystem that has really great lenses, well, people can't help but look at Sony and their E-mount and see a vast array of lenses available, all new, at various price points, from the G Master all the way down to several offerings by Sigma and Tamron, and even some very affordable lenses under $500 that, yes, do have autofocus. My suggestion to Canon is do what you do best. Produce high-quality optics such as the 100-500mm, the 100-300mm f2.8, or the 200-500mm that's most likely going to be announced alongside the Canon EOS R1, and then let third-party lens manufacturers such as Tamron and Sigma fill in the blanks, giving us fast and affordable primes, zooms, and super telephotos. I mean, that's what we want, isn't it? It's not like I want to go on a rant about this. When I first signed up, like I said, what was it, 3 years ago now, I got the Canon EOS R5. There were very few lenses available, but I was happy. I knew this was a short-term solution. I bought the adapter. I adapted a lot of my old L-series glass, and I was happy. But I slowly migrated over to the EF glass, getting faster, getting better optics. And now here we are today, some 5 years and 2 months, the anniversary of the R system. And well, all those EF lenses that were being produced aren't being produced anymore, with the exception of a few. And most of the lenses out today are actually high-end L-series glass that, well, isn't something I would consider affordable. Canon, please listen to your customer base. I gotta assume here that most of your revenue isn't just made off of the high end, and I know there is a definite market for that, but when you're not able to get enough 100 to 300 millimeter lenses out there, but you got people clamoring for cameras that are under $1,000 or under $1,500, I gotta think that this is the major space. And from what I'm seeing from Amazon and other retailers, well, these are where we're getting a lot of the lenses being purchased, a lot of the cameras being purchased. So please, Canon. And if you want to stay up to date on the latest camera news and rumors, go ahead and subscribe and make sure you also choose all notifications. And for all those minor news and rumors out there, for all those news stories that aren't quite, well, big enough to have their own separate video or pricing information, then go ahead and follow me on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, it's now X. And if you like this channel and you want to help this channel out, you can subscribe, you can follow me on Twitter, but most importantly, when it comes to purchasing camera gear, if you purchase from Adorama or B&H, please use my affiliate links because I get between 2 to 6% back, which goes right back into the channel. That's why I'm able to afford lenses like the 100 to 400 millimeter, the Canon EOS R5, the successor to the Canon EOS R5, and the upcoming Canon EOS R1. And who knows, maybe next year I'll have enough growth in this channel that I'll be able to start purchasing cameras such as the Nikon Z8 and the Sony A1 Mark II. Sorry, the Sony A1 II. I'm a Canon user. I'm used to saying Mark after the camera name and that, you know, the Roman numerals. Anyhow, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a great week, and we'll see you again soon.